Hi. I know it's been a few days since we talked, and I told you that we would be doing some Facebook Live videos. I've had some internet challenges and things of that nature, and I've been kind of saving some bandwidth for tonight. And I wanted to personally invite you for something that is historical, that is taking place tonight. I'm here in San Pedro Sula. Hi, so good to see you. So sweet, all your comments, and yeah, this is amazing. Anyway, hi, I'm in. Hello. 50 people just joined watching the video right now. Now 102 people are on the video right now. It's growing rapidly right now. Anyway, so I'm in the beautiful country of Honduras and San Pedro Sula. I'm looking out my window. Let me take you over here and show you. These mountains are amazing right outside my hotel room here. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah. And this is a very big city in Honduras. Obviously, I'm right outside my room is a roof, but those mountains when I opened up this morning were incredible. So anyway, we've been in stadiums the last 2 nights. I had my very first opportunity to speak in a stadium and share my story of abuse, abuse as a child and abuse even as a young adult. All kinds of abuse, sexual abuse. I've been raped. You know the story. I was a homeless woman, and so I've been invited to be a part of a group of people that really made a big difference here in Honduras, and we're going to be doing the same event in Nicaragua here next year. But I wanted to personally invite you to be a part of a historical event, but not only a historical event for Honduras, but you who has been a part, if you're one of our clients, not everyone on Facebook are our clients, but if you're a client of ours and you've been a part of this movement of DaniJohnson.com, Destiny Global, and also what King's Ransom is doing throughout the world, where we take 100% of the profits and we give it to the extreme suffering and the extreme poor, people who have no food, people who have no water, things of that nature. And so anyway, if you've been a part of that movement and you're a First Steps graduate, Dynasty graduate, you know what you're doing with your life and how your life has changed. But this is a historical moment for me personally. I don't know if you believe in prophetic words or not. I mean, usually a lot of people prophesy, but there's certain things that God could speak into the heart of somebody, and certain things that he can use other people to speak through them, to speak to you. And for over 2 decades, people have spoken over my life that they had seen visions of me being in stadiums. And, I've just kind of always gone, yeah, sure, whatever. That's sweet. What a nice compliment. As well as other words of being before presidents and governments and kings and things like that. And that was something actually that I had a vision of almost 24 years ago when I first rededicated my life to my God. And this week has been the fulfillment of a couple of prophetic words. I had the opportunity to sit with and in a meeting with and have discussion with the president of Honduras, which is a precious man. I mean, what a precious heart he has for his people. His wife, the First Lady, Anna, she is awesome. Man has such a love for her people and has been a part of this Yo Soy Más campaign, which is I Am More. And it's largely been a campaign of empowering the women of Honduras because the abuse rates here are just horrible. They're horrible all over the world. But there are husbands who've killed their wives here and their children. So there's a lot of anger in this country. There's a lot of unrest in this country and a lot of people who are suffering. And I come from that kind of a background. I come from domestic violence. And I was severely abused, and I also had abused. My husband and I both had exchanged, some not so great physical exchanges with each other throughout the years before just being totally healed. Thank God of that, which I've been very bold and transparent about that in our lives as well. Anyway, so there's a lot of abuse that's happening, especially in Latin America. So we are bringing awareness and bringing some teaching. And so tonight, I wanted to invite you. We are here in San Pedro Sula. We're in the Olympic Stadium tonight. I will be on stage, I believe at 6:54. So that's Central American time. That's Central time. So that's Texas time if you're in Texas, straight up the country. But I believe I'm scheduled for 6:54. I can't believe that this is my life. I can't believe this is happening with me. I can't believe that I could go from homeless and such a failure to speaking all over the world. And now here it is, part of a prophetic word that's been spoken as far as stadiums. And so I'll have there'll be a short time. Obviously, I'll be having a translator, which cuts my time even further in half. But if you want to be inspired and be a part of something completely monumental for Destiny Global, and be a part of something historical that's the fulfillment of what's been in a lot of people's hearts, you want to hear a powerful story, tonight is the night. And so we're gonna behind the scenes it. So I'm literally here by myself. I didn't come with an entourage, but I'm here with an amazing group of people I've been so impressed with. We've been touring here, traveling on tiny little airplanes, packed into a bus, all of us packed like sardines in a bus late last night after we finished, after the stadium event finished last night, and drove for 3.5 hours to get here to San Pedro Sula. I arrived here 1:30 last night. So it's been a tour, literally. It's been a tour since last Tuesday. I arrived here. I arrived in Tegucigalpa on Tuesday, and we've been touring nonstop, like crazy amounts of television interviews. In fact, I just finished one this morning. It was a surprise one on all the major networks. Oh, and I forgot to tell you that. And it's also for those of you who know anyone that's Spanish speaking, there will be a translator obviously tonight. But this is also going on 6,000 Ilance. It's the largest Christian Latin American, and it also goes to Spain. So 6,000 television not only stations, it's actually more than that, that's going to be linked throughout the Latin American and Spanish world. And so if you know anyone that is, Latin, that's Spanish speaking, I don't care if they're in Peru, Chile, Argentina, Spain, wherever, Mexico, all over the United States, wherever it is that people that are Latin speaking. And again, I speak English, so it'll be, I'm speaking in English, so you're going to be able to get that live content tonight. And again, I think I'm on at 6:54 because it's being broadcasted all over the country. The entire event's being broadcasted all over the country, and then Ilance is broadcasting it again over their 6,000 television systems. And so each one of those systems have stations. So it's huge. It's going to be linked all over the place. And so if you want to be a part of that very monumental event, you can just show up here on Facebook. So I'll probably start streaming live. I have one of the team here from One Nation One Day has agreed to hold the phone and take video live, and then I'll just grab it as soon as I get off stage, and we'll just do as much behind the scenes as possible. I just really want you to be a part of this. I want you to be a part of a history making event here for Honduras and for the rest of the world. The world is watching Honduras right now. They've had some amazing changes since 3 years ago, since the first One Nation One Day event took place here, where crime has come down 38%, which is amazing. And they've gotten rid of their major drug cartels. And this president has done a lot of things. This president and the prior president, who was actually the standing president 3 years ago, who agreed to having Honduras be stated and making this a national holiday every single year. Crazy miracles have happened in this country. And so the main focus right now that the president, the first lady, as well as our team is having is helping the issues of domestic violence and putting a stop to it. We want to see that number come down. 27% of all women, that's what's reported. Okay, we're talking insane rapes that are happening here. Insane abuse that is happening here of children and women. And I know of sons and men as well. It's not, abuse doesn't just have a gender. It's just that right now the focus is that they're focusing on the women. And I understand. I mean, I grew up in a house where there was so much abuse. And so, and my dad, the man that raised me, who I thought was my father, you know, he learned that abuse from his father, and he was desperately abused. And so the poor man had so much anger and guilt and shame and felt like such a failure that this is what he learned to do. And I know that my stepfather hated himself for the kind of abuse that he did on my mother, disfigured her face so many times. I mean, she barely lived several times and rushed to the hospital with her teeth knocked out of her face and her eyes just completely purple and swollen and completely lifeless, where we thought we would lose her a couple of times. And so I understand that kind of abuse, and that kind of stuff is happening right here in Honduras and other places in the world as well. So we're doing what we can to help in that. So it's a huge monumental event for Honduras, and the world has been watching Honduras with the change that have happened in the last 3 years, which is so inspiring and so amazing, that the people of Honduras have been hungry for that change, and they have made the changes themselves. The education system has changed here because the Hondurans have rallied together and wanted to make those changes. And so I would love for you to be a part of this with us. I so wish you were here with me for this. It's rocking my world right here. It's absolutely rocking my world. And so join me tonight. We will be, again, Facebook Live right here, as long as the transmission is going to work well. Or you can watch it on your television set, but it's obviously not going to be, if you watch it on TV, it's going to be like the polished, network type thing. But if you want the behind the scenes kind of thing, then you'll just join me right here again, about 6:50-ish. Was it 6:50? Yeah, even 6:45. Maybe I'll just turn the camera on at 6:45. And again, it's just from my cell phone right here on Facebook Live. So please share this information with other people and start making posts about it. And we've been posting, some pictures of what's been taking place, the stadium that we were in Tegucigalpa 2 nights ago. I haven't posted any pictures from last night yet, but so again, there's going to be thousands of television stations that are going to be showing this, but right here on Facebook, you will have the private behind the scenes chance to hear the message. It's a very powerful message that I believe is going to impact your life, a story that I believe is going to inspire you to greatness and push you beyond your excuses and push you beyond where you're at right now. Okay, so I'm going to let you go, and I'll talk to you tonight around 6:50, 6:45-ish, and we'll see what goes from there. Have an awesome day. Please spread the news.